into a wall. And you can say, well, hey, dummy, what the hell did you do that for? And I say to you, because it was there, you know. I mean, that's the kind of a person I am. I need challenge. So what I've done, you see, I wrote this book called Great Walls I Have Smashed Into. Well, I immediately called my alleged friend, Paul Wallach. I said, hey, Paul, I got a great new book, Great Walls I Have Smashed Into. Can I get an interview on your show to push the book? Paul hung up on me. So, as a consequence, what I did, I put a Valium into Sid Barlow's coffee cup, timed to activate or deactivate, in Sid's case, between 3:30 and 4 p.m., so I can plug this book. Now, this book cannot be obtained, Great Walls I Have Smashed Into, except through me. KIEV Radio, 106 North Glendale Avenue, Glendale. And again, I don't give the zip out because it's personal. When I give my zip to anybody, I feel naked. But at any rate, what I have described in this book with pictures are some of the great walls of all compositions that you can personally smash yourself, or if you like the term, ram into. Not only for Los Angeles County, and I know them all. Orange County, San Bernardino County is also included, and certain parts of Ventura County. Now, if you'd like a copy of this book, I want you to write to me, and I will indeed send you a copy of my new book, Great Walls I Have Smashed Into. Now, what I'd like to do here, at 14 minutes until 4 o'clock, are we having a good time with this? Huh? Chuck in there, who's on the other side. Chuck is with me every afternoon. I'd give Chuck's last name, but Chuck is the only known communist to live in Glendale. As a consequence, I don't want to give out his last name or where he works or lives or anything like that. But anyway, he said to me, Dick, do you want us to make a tape of this program? And I looked at him and thought to myself deeply, I wonder if I do or if I don't. And the point is, now I understand why I didn't. We'll talk about a family that, gee, I guess they've been with me everywhere I go. And that's a lot of places. There's some very, very nice people, the Bell people, the Bell family. Les Bell Electronics, still the only Sony sales and service center from the city of Van Nuys to the city of Ventura. They're located out in the West Valley in Woodland Hills. What you do, you'd go, well, let's say from Glendale, you get on the 101, 134, I guess, to 101, going out to Shoup. Get off at Shoup, go on up a half a block, and on the left-hand side, right across the street from the car wash, you'd see Les Bell Electronics. They have two Sony sales and service centers. In Skyline Plaza in Thousand Oaks, you'll also find the brand new Les Bell Electronics. But that's all superfluous to what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about are people who sell Sony, who service Sony. And you say, big deal. I could probably find that right around the corner from where I live. No, you can't, but that's not the point. The point is you don't find people like this. It's kind of a mom-pop and son operation. Les and Beverly Bell, the mother and father, wish that it weren't a mom-pop and son operation, simply because they wish Michael, who is their son, and he's now 58 years of age, would get the hell out of the house and, find a girl for himself or do something. At any rate, these are three of just about the nicest people I have ever met. And you say, but Mr. Sweet Dick, if you're going to do a commercial, do it. And I agree with you. Point is that I got to sell the people first. I have to sell what they do first. The product should pretty much sell itself. We're talking about Sony. We're talking about top-of-the-line television. We're talking about top-of-the-line electronic gear of any form. And I don't think I have to sell it. Television does that better than I can do that. Newspaper ad does that better than I can do that. Sony, the name itself, sells itself. But what I'm talking about, the people behind Sony, the Bell family, and what they can do, sure. Sony costs you more, but it is just that much better. So again, we have to go back to the people who sell it to you and who service it for you. They can service any and all of the Sony product, plus any other product as far as televisions, hi-fi, stereo, etc. That too. It's the fact that the repeat business of the Bell family that's made them as successful as they are. They had the small shop there in Woodland Hills, as I mentioned to you, because of the warmth of the family, the service that they give to their customers, which are ever expanding, that they have been allowed to expand themselves. So when you're thinking electronics, when you're thinking repair, or you're thinking something new in the way of television, again, we're not talking about the cheapest thing on the street, but you don't want the cheapest thing on the street because you know what happens there. They have something new out there, the ultimate in color television, the new Sony Profile component television, which has got separate big screen monitor, separate tuner, 2 separate speakers. I don't know anything about it technically, but the new Sony Profile is the ultimate state-of-the-art in color television. And the picture is absolutely magnificent. More lines in it, just better overall. And because I'm back on the radio, God knows for how long, but we'll see this time, the Bell family, Beverly and Les and son Mike, are running in honor of Sweet Dick's return for however long sale, and they really are all Sony radio stereos and tape recorders in stock at both stores on sale at their cost. It's going a little too long, and I'll learn how to shorten this a little bit, but it's my way of saying thank you to the Bell family. Les Bell Electronic Sales and Service Center, 22522 Ventura Boulevard, just west of Shoup, in Woodland Hills, and in the Skyline Plaza in Thousand Oaks. You don't have to go to hell if you buy your TV or have it serviced at Les Bell. That isn't their slogan, but, until they come up with one, let's face it, it ain't too bad. Now, again, I thank you very much for your calls, and I see that you're ringing pretty good, and I appreciate it. Let me today, if you wouldn't mind, let me get my head together here, and then we'll do some things tomorrow together. I have some ideas, but I just have to get back into this, because I haven't really done this much radio in the last couple and a half years, so it's something I just want to have to do here. So I hope you'll understand. This is for me today. Tomorrow it will be for you. All right? I believe in equality of radio. A lot of people hosts prostitute themselves for their listeners. I don't. I believe in equality. You get yours, I get mine. Okay? So I was talking about. I had this accident last Wednesday night, actually Thursday morning. And they tell me that I got pretty close to going over to the other side. How close did I get? When I woke up in the emergency hospital, there was Coroner Thomas Noguchi, and he was trying to attach a label to my right big toe. That's how close. What is interesting about it, because when you come that close to going over, I hit a cement wall, and the reasons I say are very esoteric. So I really don't want to go into that. We don't have that much time for that. But it's interesting how media treats an accident. And particularly when you have the opportunity of reading about your own accident. And a lot of people don't have that opportunity. Now, I totaled my car, and I pretty much totaled myself. If I sound a little nasal, I got a busted nose here today. But I just wanted to get into a little bit of this. How, for example, each newspaper treats an accident. The LA Times, of course, the Los Angeles Times, and Throwaway. Very dignified, very laid back. Reserved to the point where, when I read it, I felt as if I were reading about somebody else's accident, not mine. It read. Okay, maybe you saw this in the Times I think it was last Friday morning. Radio personality Dick Whittington was involved in an automobile accident early yesterday morning. Whittington's condition is unknown. The automobile was rushed to Riverside Community Hospital emergency for severely deflated front tires. The Times attempted to contact the concrete wall. The Times, I'm reading here, excuse me. The Times attempted to contact the concrete wall Whittington smashed into. However, a spokesperson for the wall would not comment on the alleged incident. She did, however, read from a prepared statement that in part read that the wall acted only in self-defense. Now, that's how the LA Times covered my accident. The Daily News, which has really grown up, used to be the Valley News. Now it's the Daily News, and a good newspaper. The Daily News is now, as you know, if you see the commercials on television, Michael Jackson's newspaper. Allegedly, the Daily News is the one that Michael reads to make him so smart. Such a great interviewer, and to keep talking funny like Michael talks. Michael Jackson, as you know, is the only person I know who at 5 feet 6 inches tall can look down at you while looking up to you. And quite frankly, I doubt if he really reads all of the Daily News, simply because he's too busy doing the commercials for it. But they do, the Daily News, right? They do this headline. Whittington crashes into wall. demolish his face. For details, see obituary column. I mean, how would you like to read that about yourself, right? The Herald Examiner, the worst, because everything in that paper deals with age. And I'll be honest with you, that's the worst part of it. A friend of mine, I might as well tell you who it is, on KNX Radio, his name is Rick Scary. I didn't know this guy knew me as well as he does. I'm very vain. Or have I given you that impression? I am very vain. I didn't mind demolishing my face. These are words I'm going to get into. The words that they use, demolished, crushed, maimed. I mean, all of these things are talking about me, my body, you know. They're talking about these things and using them in conjunction with me and my body. But that's the way they describe it. Okay. Scary says, Rick Scary, KNX, FM. He says, Whittington didn't mind the fact that his face was demolished, that his car was totaled out. He hated the fact that his age was published. And it's true. That's the absolute truth. I did. That's the only thing that really upset me. Even if I had died, you see, that wouldn't have bothered me. But the fact that they published my age, because everybody in this business lies their age. You know that. You know, God is very, very old everywhere in the world except in Southern California. God is only 37. Even his agent says so. But the point is, the Herald Examiner, they do everything by age. They deal with age. For example, just a typical Herald Examiner story. El Salvador, 462 today, is under guerrilla 34 attack. Age unknown. A Los Angeles 200-year-old radio personality, Dick Whittington. Let me get this now. And then that's pretty much how I'm running out of time here, aren't I? Shoot, I have to learn to. I'm going to get into Connie Chung tomorrow, Bruce Hershenson, Ted Dawson, how these Paul Moyer, how these people handle somebody who's had an accident whose name might be fairly well known in the area. There's a half hour gone. I didn't even get my full name out because I don't have time to get my full name out. So again, I want to thank all of you. I understand we got a lot of calls and all that stuff, and I appreciate that very much. But I know that you wanted to hurt me today. The reason I'm taking a phone call, I got to tell you the truth. I knew you'd say, what happened? If I have to tell one more person what happened, what is it, Chuck? I'll tell everybody your last name and everybody knows you're a communist. My clock says I got 30 seconds. Oh, really? I don't? Okay. My name is Sweet Dick Whittington, 3:30 to 4 tomorrow. If you got some time to make some time, I'd like to make some time with you. You take care of yourself.
The city beneath the city, the Arco Plaza at 5th and Flower in downtown Los Angeles. See the most unique show.
Desires became much keener.